Hey everybody, how's it going? Just wanted to come on here and do a little, I guess another rant you could call it here, about, a particular group of, grown-ass men. It's one of the lowest life forms NASA's ever actually discovered before. It's scalpers. Yeah, the weird-looking people on eBay and Facebook Marketplace that, while being grown-ass men, clamor and run into stores like a plague of locusts coming down onto Egypt, trying to steal children's toys and trading cards or video game consoles, so that instead of working a respectable career, doing something else, with their life, can flip something on eBay for double the price and try to make a little cash, I guess, either on the side as their only form of, or on their only form of life support. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of come on here and have my disdain for scalpers kind of known. And I guess why this video right now. First of all, I wasn't really on YouTube posting videos like this during the pandemic when this thing was kind of at its peak, especially with a lot of video game console releases. But a recent phenomenon has kind of brought them back to the forefront here, which is Pokemon cards. And I guess trading cards in general, but specifically Pokemon cards. I'm sure you guys have seen the videos on Twitter and such about these absolute degenerate man children trying to essentially run into like Costco's, literally clamoring over each other and sometimes physically fucking fighting each other for some shiny cardboard that they can flip on eBay for like 20 bucks a piece or something. And to me, it's one of the most laughable and like pathetic things I've ever seen in my life. It's crazy, but I mean, it makes no sense to me. I've never been good at putting myself into the mindset of people like this, but like, how do you go into a Costco, run into a Costco as a full-grown man, trying to essentially steal children's, happiness and toys, or steal it for, a doubled price or whatever, and grab your 80 fucking boxes of Pokemon cards that you had to fight over a horde of people to get just to sell them on eBay. How do you not go home, catch a glance of yourself in the mirror or something and realize like what the fuck am I doing? Like like what is my life right now? I don't know. To me, that's if I ever did something like that, I hope to God that I would be able to come to that realization. But it doesn't seem like they are. And yeah, just to me, it makes no sense. Like scalping, first of all, isn't like a super profitable. Like it's not a career. It's not a job or full-time job. It's not incredibly profitable. It's like side change for a lot of people, especially at the stages of the life they're in. But on top of that, it's also just the fact that like it's not quick money either. Like people don't immediately sell out of scalping like supply of cards or video game consoles. It takes some time and it's not a guaranteed thing. And also just in general makes it worse. Scalpers are the reason you can't get your trading cards or your fucking video game consoles in a timely or cost-effective manner. When they come out these days, the pandemic really created a good kind of atmosphere for this in general because of obviously the supply chain issues on top of the really high demand for a lot of video game consoles like the Switch, the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox like Series S and X that people really wanted but couldn't get because these fucking scalpers are building pyramids of these consoles on their goddamn, eBay page, selling them for like a huge markup or double the price or whatever. And it pisses me off to see it. I'm a patient guy when it comes to stuff like that, so it didn't really affect me directly. But I can imagine, if I really wanted something, it really would have pissed me off quite a bit there. But regardless, I don't know. I think, like I said, like I said at the beginning of the video here, when it comes to scalpers, NASA's discovered single cell organisms. I don't know if NASA did, but they discovered single cell organisms, these micro, biomes and stuff on different planets and stuff, quote unquote alien life. That's not the smallest and the most pathetic form of life they've found. It's these guys. It's such a laughable thing, and I don't know. It baffles my mind when I see like grown men clamoring and running into a Costco to get Pokemon, or like they have this Pokemon vending like machines or whatever for like you can buy packs like a vending machine, and people are literally like full body stretched out, kind of guarding them, almost like they're boxing somebody out. It's just It's incredible to watch. Part of me wants it to keep happening just so I can watch these fucking, degenerates on Twitter and laugh more. But part of me, obviously wants kids to be able to get their toys at a reasonable price and like in a reasonable amount of time and everything. But it's so scummy. And especially during the pandemic, I think it was more of an issue because it's like not only are you doing all this bullshit, but you're doing it at a time and to people who like are in a bad spot because the world obviously wasn't in a great spot, like really in any way you want to imagine it. People want they just want to pop down the Target or Best Buy to get their console or whatever, to get their Pokemon cards that they like, and then only to find literally empty shells, and then hop on the eBay and see the console that they want going for like double the price. It's just such a shitty thing to do. And I'll just end this by saying the one thing that made me grin ear to ear, my heart grow, and my sleep at night a little easier is somewhat recently, you saw these scalpers kind of going for the PS5 Pro, the new like quote unquote shitty upgrade console for the PS5. That's barely an upgrade for like way more money for some reason. Shitty console. They tried to scalp it, thinking like it'd be like the last time the PS5 was released, and they could flip them for a good profit or whatever. Only to realize that their dumbasses didn't account for the fact that nobody. First of all, the supply chain issue wasn't there as much, but on top of that, nobody wanted the dumbass fucking like you know shitty upgrade, PS5 that they already had anyways for like $1,000 or whatever the fuck they were selling for. And you see on their eBay pages as they realize this in real time, them like fucking lowering the prices. Sometimes even down to like the original asking price of the MSRP, or even lower, just trying to recoup any money that they can, and then being like losing a ton of money and failing to do that. It made my day when I saw that, and like these fucking idiots trying to flip that. I always love when scalpers like realize whatever they're scalping it doesn't work, whatever they're scalping. It's one of the best things to see, honestly. And I really hope now when the Nintendo Switch 2 launches, the exact same thing happens to these scalpers. Like, yes, part of me wants a console or whatever, or like at a reasonable price or whatever. But I really hope these guys try to like scalp these Switch 2s and then realize, well, people weren't really thrilled with the price already, or of that or the games, and now you're selling it for like a huge markup, and nobody buys them, and like they're just switching, they're keeping with their original Switch, or they just wait until prices come down or more availability gets put in. But I hope to God that happens, especially with a lot of people saying, and me including, not buying Switches in general, scalped or not. I hope to God that happens just so I can have another like laugh of seeing pyramids of Switch 2s, lowered and lowered on their prices on fucking eBay. That would make my day. But yeah, that kind of does it. Just kind of wanted to voice my disdain for these people essentially, and hopefully entertain you with that in my COD gameplay, of course. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. If you like the video on my channel, encourage you to like and subscribe. And yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one.